Hello. I have tried my best to just solve this network issue and I hope by now I will not be facing that problem anymore. But if I still face, then I won't have any option except going with this thing like this. We have been going so far. But things seem to be fine right now, and let me see if I am actually live or not. Turns out that I am live indeed. And let me turn some of the things off right here, like live chat. I'm having to turn it off because I just wanna code, and live summary, chat summary, okay, let it be, just turn everything off, and let's save all these things. Something like this. So this is how it's gonna be going on, and the stream is gonna be at least for 2 hours. It could be more than that, so maybe till 11 or something. I may just sit and just keep coding. In between, no doubt I will take breaks. Breaks are really important. And right now we can just simply go ahead. So yesterday we were working on a project. Unfortunately that could not get done yesterday, so we will be getting that done today itself. So let's see how it goes mainly. Okay, so over here let's turn that on. VS Code, and I hope it's gonna work well today. There are many projects that actually need to work on. Projects focused learning chat app by me. Okay, so this was the project that we were working yesterday, and there are many things actually even in this one that I actually need to get them done. Mainly there were two things remaining. We joined the room. After that, after joining the room, there was one problem that the room ID was getting changed over and over, and the second was joining the room and then starting to chat. These were the things that I still have to fix, which is I have to code for that. That's it. Real time chat app. I think this was the one created by the tutor. Okay, so this is not the application. This is the one rather. Where is that? Yeah, this was the problem that we were facing yesterday. Today I have to give my best to the first of all fix this one and then move to the next one. Let's see. ls cd backend npm run dev sorry npm run dev. So the backend is up and running. Let's talk about the front end. cd front end npm run dev, same here. Most of the things are already done, so don't really need to worry about them. Rather, simply it's time to focus on the main things. Okay, in between if I face any network issues, so I will be checking the speed too. Localhost, this one, this is the home page. Here you can just simply enter the ID and join the room. Here you can simply create the room. You will have to enter your name. Suppose name is my name, and if I just enter, so room created successfully. This is the room ID, and if I just simply reload the page, and again if I just enter room over here, create the room ID, join your room is here, or this particular ID is changing every time, and that's the same thing I have to figure out why. If it's changing, then why is it changing? Because if I enter room over here, it is 46 this time. If I reload the page and again enter room over here, it will be 25316. Ultimately room already exists. It is saying that room already exists, but the room ID is changing. Again if I enter room over here and create, so it is saying room already exists, but that room ID is changing over and over. That is the main problem, and I have to figure out why. So let's see what could be the reason. Maybe the problem is over here in this particular section, so make sure the room ID is being sent. That's okay. And mainly this is where I'm facing the problem. How can I resolve this? I'm just simply saying that when creating the room, okay, when I click on creating the room, okay, at that time I will be given an ID. Either the ID will be sent from all sockets if that's available, otherwise the ID will be randomly generated. Okay, so if this particular section doesn't have any value, then only this particular section should generate an ID. Things seem to be fine. Now I have to check the condition first of all, whether it works the way I have described over here or not. So suppose console.log hi or bye, something like that. So hi prints, right? If there is no value, like there is null value in here, then bye gets printed. That means it is working. That means this should work. That simply means that whenever I'm reloading the page, I'm not getting the value from this side. In order to check that in reality, CLG all sockets, let's just simply console log it ultimately in the terminal and then see what happens. So let's reload the page, enter room again. Okay, that will not work. Why? I will have to restart the server. npm run dev, the server has started. Let's create the room. Okay, server would need some time to of course restart. Now I have got this ID 61754. This one is here. If one more thing, I must have got that in right now. It all sockets were empty. So when it was empty, I got a random generated ID. Got that. Now if I click on this again, just a sec, I just need to figure some things out. हाँ बट ओके, आप अपना काम करिए, कोई ना. Okay, for here, if I just simply try to do into room over here, I'm getting a different ID. But this time, am I getting that here? Name is room. Room ID is 61754. Room ID is 67. Like this new room ID is not being saved over there. Okay, if I just do it again, if I enter room over here, just simply create the room. The new room ID is 295545. But if I just come and check here, it would be the same. That means the main room ID that got saved, that is not changing. So I should get the value from there. That is the only solution, the reliable solution I can get right here. Okay, got that. What I'm saying over here, all sockets dot find user dot socket triple equals ws. Then I will find something. Let's do one thing, copy it, and this time I will be pasting this thing. I will be logging, I mean. Let's reset it. Room, come on, I will have to restart the server. Let's restart the server. Done. And reload the page, enter room, create room. You got an ID 25416. Let's reload the page, enter the name again, create new room. Room already exists, the ID 66. The previous one was different. If I just simply the value is undefined here. That means this particular section is not working properly. Why? all sockets dot find. I am getting all the users. In all those users, if user dot socket that I assume is already present triple equals to ws, that is of course web socket that I get when WebSocket connection is made. If that's equal to this, I should be able to find that particular object. So yeah, that's right. And once I got the object, I should be able to get the room ID. But the problem is CLG all sockets. Problem is simple, all sockets are present but you are not getting the value. So I have to console log it again and then let's see what happens. Restart the server, npm run dev, let's reload the page, enter room, create new room, room is created, id is 55128, reload the page, enter room name again, create 316663. Let's check here. First time it was empty, it was undefined, and that is okay. Second time this actually had these things, which means it had a room, it had a name, room and socket, but it was undefined again. Why is it happening? Things are pretty simple here, it should be not like that. If I actually have a value, this particular object in the array, where I have these three things, name, room ID and socket, and I am just checking whether the current socket is equal to the any socket available, and that must be. So what's the reason right now that I'm getting this thing? This is actually undefined over here. This is the craziest thing. How can it be undefined? And I think I'm using the command the right way. Find method.js. Okay, by the way, error type find JavaScript. Let's see. Array dot find element if greater than 10, then we get the element, as simple as that. So if I'm actually facing this from, that means there is definitely something wrong with that. If element is equal to greater than 10, if I just simply say that if element of triple equals to 12 found, if I just simply run it, I'm getting 12 over here. That means that is the right thing. So how can I fix it right now? Things are pretty simple, and if I'm actually getting that all sockets over here, so what is actually not letting me do that? Oh come on yaar, this thing is now crazy. I mean, come on, I will have to restart the server again. Let's give it one more try and then see if something works or not. So reloading the page, there is just a bug that I'm not able to find. Room ID is this 88814. Reload the page again, and let's see. First of all, let's go to the back end. all sockets were empty, but here I got undefined. But if as far as I know, this particular, if it is not equals to 12, so suppose it is 12 120 around, then it will never, what will it return? It is returning undefined. That means the condition that I am providing here, that is not being fulfilled. Interesting. So if I am getting undefined, that means there's something wrong with the logic I have provided. This is the logic. All sockets are present. All sockets dot find. I am getting a user. So out of in there user dot socket, if that's triple equals to ws web socket, that I'm actually getting from here. Okay. Let's do one thing. This is not gonna work like this. I have to do something like this. All sockets are present, that's a good thing. All sockets dot let's map it. Yeah, would be better. Otherwise for each I'm getting user. I don't know what is the problem. User is here now. CLG user. All the users will be shown. There is only one user for now, so that user will be there. And what I want is that if user dot socket triple equals to ws web socket, in that case what will you do? I have to just CLG success. Let's see if this is gonna work. Room, got it. Refresh the page again. Let's enter room, but before that let's check. First of all, I got the empty and there is nothing entered. That's all right. It's not equal to that for the first time, but the second time it should also run as well, but there were no users, so even if it ran, nothing happened. Second time when I create a room already exists, and then I should get the value over here. How big is this? Okay, so here I got the object, the array. First of all, the sockets. Once I got this, then I'm getting the user. This is the user. That's again a good thing. How big is this, the user? Okay, but the sockets are not the same. It's going over my head. Why aren't the sockets the same? 36131 is the room ID here, and 36136. By the way, web socket is something like this in the room, and here I am getting this ref section. Okay, that means this particular condition is wrong. That means I'm getting false. User dot socket is not equals to web socket. That web socket that I have, and that should be right, I think. What is this error? Web socket. When do you connect? Let's go to front end. Okay, backend, chat home. Let's go to home section. How is this getting connected? When you reload the page for the first time, At that time you create a new instance of the WebSocket and on message. So this is sent on message. As soon as this gets created, the connection gets made, and once the connection is made, that means you are getting a different WebSocket altogether. Oh shit. That means the WebSocket I saved earlier in the array in the WebSocket I got when I reloaded the page, both of them are different. And when both of them are different, this condition never gets true, and that is why I never get the thing as expected. I never get success logged. What is the solution? Every time you enter name over there, instead of checking, okay, hang on, instead of creating a new WebSocket and saving that, you can simply enter the room with the help of the WebSocket. The WebSocket is going to be there. The problem is found, but how can I solve this problem now? It's pretty simple. User dot name, if I just write down over here, and if I make it name, but name is not being sent, only WS get. I'm just getting WS WebSocket. That's it. That's right. That means you cannot solve the problem like this. WebSockets are different both the times. So this is not going to work. You will have to find any another approach. This approach is not giving me the result I want. So how? Problem is simple. You create the room is saved. You entered your name here, and the request goes again. It's as simple as that. You entered room, and when you created room already exists, by the way. Let's create another room. Suppose it is another room. Room is created. You got the ID, and now if you click on join your room, you can join the room, easy peasy, right? Simple. Why do you need to reload the page if your room is already created? Do you really need to reload the page? Simply join your room and start chatting. Because if you reload the page, new WebSocket connection will be made, and even if you enter room there, a new room will be created with that new WebSocket. But that's already created. That means the connection room will not be created. What am I saying? Because pass.type, not this one. Where am I creating the room? Here. So what am I saying over here? I'm just this is the command, the user dot name, because the name is going to be the same. That means I will be sending this thing and logging this thing and then returning from here. That means a new room will not be created, so it will stop the compiler right here. But once the compiler is installed right here, the room will not be created, but I still have the room pass data payload dot name. That means name is being sent. That's true. That means I'm getting the name, again true. This parse data is getting the name from the front end, true. instead of doing it like this, what if I make it like this? If user dot name triple equals to the current room name, current user name, if they are equal, I mean this thing, pass data dot payload dot name, I'm getting the user. New room is not being created because the names of the users are same. And then how will it help me? So okay, console.log, this will be printed, but the main problem was here, right? With the help of the name you can find the room ID. That means if you just make a little change over here, user dot name triple equals to parse data dot name, no, payload dot name, it should work now. Let's comment it and see whether it's actually working or not. The room ID should be same all the time. Let's create a new room. So room is gonna be here, create 9142, this one, reload the page, enter room again, create new room. Come on, this time it's right. The room ID is not changing. Even if you reload it again and then enter room again, nothing matters, the room ID is always going to be that. This was it that I wanted. Alright, by the way, there are two people watching, one is not right now, doesn't matter. I have turned the chats off because I wanted to focus on one thing only. That doesn't matter, maybe like what? The comment section will be available, that's it. I can't really turn the chats on right now. Okay, this is working. Let's move to the next one. Congratulations. Let's remove all these things from here. So I'm getting the room ID if the name is the same, otherwise I'm creating a new ID, and then this is the if condition that I have. So normally with the message being sent on the basis of the success or error, I'm just showing the message over there. In both the cases I'm sending the room ID, whether that's an error or that is a success message. If success, I need an ID, if not, I need an ID, so that doesn't really matter. So this create section is done. Now the next one is pass.tag.join. okay, so over here you have to join. How will you join the room? All sockets.sum user.socket if triple equals to, again here you will face the problem. What you are saying that all sockets.sum, ultimately you are getting the name as well as room ID. Once you join the room, you have to enter your name and you have to enter your room ID, then only you will be able to join the room. Is that so? That is right. All sockets dot push, is this for joining? Yeah, joining the room, which means the room ID will be given, the name will be given, the socket you will already get. Once these three things are given, you will save that in all sockets. That's right. And once that is saved, so if I send any chat, that chat will be sent to that particular. True, this is right. Now the question is first of all you have to send these two things, but over here you are just getting the option to enter the room ID. So you will enter the room ID. How will you enter your name? That is the problem. That means you have to create one more input for the name section. So enter your name, enter your room ID, and then join it. True. So it's front end time. Create you have to create one more input over here. So app chat, where was I? Here I am. Over here, where is that? Join room. Over here you have only one input, but you need two. So first of all you have to enter your name. Green. So enter your name and enter the room ID. If you enter both these things, then only you will be allowed to join the room. Got that? Okay. So these are the two inputs. First one is for name, second one is for room ID, and third one is the button. But I have to, it looks really terrible this time. I have to just make some changes over here too, so that it looks better. For doing this thing, let's put these both inside a div, something like this. Once they are inside the div, let's make it class name flex. Okay, that should be, gap should be kind of 3, and gap it should be y over here 3, and button py, come on, you must have, okay, flex 1, this should not be like this over here. Let's control D, remove it from here. This one is like this, and this time button should have width full, and then now see the result. It hasn't changed yet. Crazy. Let me do one thing, open another tab of the same, and then I can write the code better. So this time these things are okay, which means both the inputs are great. Flex, I have to make it flex column, and now this is all right. So you are getting two things. Join a room, you will have to enter these two things, and something like this. There is one problem. What is that? The problem is the extra width. How will you fix it? Extra width of these. So input bg py text line px3. Okay, they are exactly the same. That's all right if they are same. So what is the problem? That they are actually getting, the width is less. Okay, how can increase the width? If I talk about the width, that is 500 pixels. So can I make it 530 pixels? Okay, even if 520, exactly right. But if you make it 550, why is not being adjusted automatically? The width is 550, then I got the heading, I got this join room section, and then I got create room section. But in join room section, the width is gonna be full, so the width should be full. Okay, the width is full by default. Even here it should be full. I hope the problem will be solved. Otherwise, I don't know how will I do it. I can make this flex 1 by default. They will take the, yeah, this is working. That means instead of just getting adding this full width full over here, I can remove it from here. I have interflex 1, so they will take the equal in the remaining space, and now it doesn't matter what the width is. So even if that is 500 pixels, it should be okay. That's not okay. The inputs, they are going to have some constant width, like that much should be there. So I can make it like 530, and the things should be all right. So it is like this right now. Enter your name, enter your room ID, and join. So join a room, create your chat. So it should be something like this. Now what? Enter your name, the ID is here, you can just simply join the room, then you are here, Interesting, things are working fine. Next thing, you have to enter your name, you have to enter your room ID, and you have to simply join the room. Suppose name is gonna be Vipendra, ID is going to be, I don't know, maybe this one. Suppose there's another user that, and simply click on it and you can join the room, and that is it, right? So what now? I have to get this particular feature ready. Okay, how? Things can be pretty simple if they're well written. Join your room. How will you join your room? I have wsref.current.send because I want to join the room. I will stringify it, then json.stringify. I will send an object. That object will have type join. Okay, that object will have a payload. That payload will have a name. Name is equal to name for now, and that will have room id, and room id, suppose room id for now, something like this. So replace it with a real value. Okay, something like this. So I have to replace these things with real values. For that thing I need to create, whenever the value, okay, hang on, whenever I enter my name, the letters change, the name changes. That means each time this page reloads. That's right. But if I use ref, I can get the value of it directly. That's true. But the problem is that when the value of ref changes, the page will not reload. That's true. So until unless by clicking on create a new room you are actually hiding that, things are not gonna be fine. But if you click on the buttons and you can just simply move to the new page, so it doesn't really matter what's written here in the inputs. That's true. So let's use ref. Though I already have these things over here: name, set name, room id, set room id. Let's do one thing. I already have these things, but if I use state, it will re-render the page over and over because the name will keep getting changed. True. And if I just simply say on click, that will not work. So I have this thing, const name is equal to name ref is equal to use ref, something like this, and const room id ref is equal to use ref, something like this. Once I have both these, what is the problem? Use ref is not imported. Let's import this. That's already imported. Use state, I'm not using this over here. Well, I was looking actually, or seriously I wasn't using. So guess what, you have made it right, but you had earlier used you used use ref somewhere. Use state, where is that used? Forget about use state. Where is name that you have used? So control F, let's search name. So here you used name. This time the value should be current, the name of both of them, how can that be same? Wait, name ref dot current dot value, you can just write it here. But there is a problem. Oh come on here, this is too much. Name is here, set room ID. I have missed it. Okay. Let's go back few steps, because both those things were being used and then I just added some extra mind and messed everything up. Okay, name I'm already adding. This room ID is actually being sent from the backend. So once I get the room ID, I need to re-render the page. So this one is okay. I actually need to worry about the name only. And when it comes to name, so there are two types of names. I'm entering the name here and I'm entering the name here. Both of them cannot be the same, because if you created the room, you entered a name. When you join a room, you enter a name. But you don't need to worry, both of them are names. And once you just enter some value, and if both of them are given some value, then that could be a problem. If you have entered a name here and if you have entered a name here, now if you click join, which value will you get? That means this should be join name, this should be create name. Join name, create name. That's also alright. This is gonna be crazy, but what I'm saying that there are two types of names over here. So if I actually want to fix this, so it should be like const join name ref, because I wanna use ref, and this should be used ref, and then another name is create name ref use ref, something like this. Got that? And then I already have ws ref. These three refs are here. I will get all the errors fixed later. Now here I have this name thing, so this should be like come on, join name. Firstly you are creating actually, right? So create name ref dot current dot value, something like this, and this value will be here, will not be here, I don't know. That should be alright. Create a ref current is a type unknown. Forget about the types, I'll fix it later, but for now it should be okay. As for these squiggly lines, I will take care of them later on. So this is how it goes. That means it should work. That means if I enter a name over here, suppose oh come on, where is that create room? Let's remove it from here. Great. On change, remove this thing too from here. Ref oh, ref create name ref, it's going to be here. It should be fine. Refresh the page, enter the room name. Room already exists, got that, because I haven't restarted the server. So another room created successfully. Refresh the page, enter your name, create a new room to chat, something like this. Things are working fine. Now next, join room. So in here you have to replace it with the join current dot value, something like this, and room ID. Join name current name wsref const room id ref is equal to use ref, something like this. Bit should be join name ref. This is the join section, this is the input. Ref should be equals to join name ref, this should be equals to room id ref, something like this. So I've got them both, and then over here it should be room id ref dot current dot value. So I got the value of both. Next I can just simply send it, and then it will join it, and once it actually joins I will get a message. Once I get a message, okay, this is crazy. This is a join. User has already joined the room. If I try to join the room again, the message is sent. Okay. That means once I join the room, I clicked on the room, I joined the room, I also got saved in the okay, and once I'm in the room I can chat. There's extra thing that once you join the room you can exit the room too, and when you exit the room you should be removed from there. Yeah, that's right. But suppose in case the user has joined the room and that user is trying to join the room again, then you will send this message, and that there's actually going to be an error. So you can just copy and paste some of the code. JSON.stringify type, this is going to be error type, and message is going to be room already joined the room. If you are still in not that room, okay, already joined the room, and then you will be sent to that particular room. It's getting crazy. If there is a user, that user joined the room, then that user got, simply refresh the page, got here, that user is trying to join another room, but once you refresh it you will have to enter your name as well. If the name is the same, that means the user is the same, because socket will be changed. That means this particular thing will not work. So what will work? User dot name, and here parse data dot payload dot name, this will work. So if the names are the same, that means user has already joined the room. That means you have to redirect the user to the same page again. But if user has entered the name of the room, right name, but the room ID is wrong, then give him the ID, like this is your ID, enter this ID to join the room. You have already joined the room with this particular ID. So if I give the name, then user will be able to get the ID, it will be able to join the room. Okay, there's a lot, so many things can be done in here once you just keep working. I will actually send the room ID lol. Room ID is equal to that particular user dot room ID string. Not really, it will not work. How will you get the same user? I'll have to find ID. How will you find the room ID? All sockets dot find user dot name I've got. If tuple equals to parse data dot payload dot name dot I room ID. So I got the room ID over here too. So you got the room ID. You are sending this room ID back to the user. Why? So that the user can get the room ID back and can log in, enter the room. Okay, done. Let's see the front end side what's happening. On the front end side, WS localhost room ID, this particular thing. Okay. Now room ID should be given there. I didn't even plan it. If you are actually working on a project, plan the things beforehand so that you don't have to think like this, like I'm doing right now. I don't know what kind of project even this is going to be. Okay, never mind. Once you send the room ID from there, you are just simply setting the room ID over here. This room ID is being set over here, and this room ID is something that I'm getting from the backend side. That's right. And then I actually have room ID ref where I'm actually entering a new room ID. The room ID will be set in this particular section. That's right. And once the room ID is set, so okay, I can show them. How can you forget your room ID? Don't you know that? I don't know how to structure this thing. Oh, come on here. Not now. Enter the name, enter your room ID, simply join the room. But if you refresh the page, you will be back again. Then you will have to enter your name again. You will have to enter your room ID again. And you will try to join the room, but that will not happen, because you have already joined the room as per that. Can't I make a simple application? Already joined the room. Can we make it just simple, really simple right now? I am not going to refresh the page unnecessarily. Why will I? Because if I refresh the page, I will be out. If I'm out, I will have to enter my name as well as the room ID again. If I'm entering both those things again in the join section, it should be fine. Why am I just putting extra things, extra condition? You are not creating a room. You can create only one room. Got it? But as a user, you can join a room again and again until and unless you have the name in the room ID. Got that? That means instead of doing this thing over here, user.name.parseData.payload, if that is same, which means the same user is trying to join a particular room, then in that case, if same user is trying to join the room and that user has the right ID, okay, So I should let that user enter the room, and if that user has wrong ID, the ID is wrong, then I should not let that user do anything. That should actually be an error. Got that. That means, how will I make it happen? First of all, I have to check the name. Got it. After checking the name, I have to check the ID. Okay. When someone joins the room, ID, how will you check the ID? For checking the ID, first IDs I'm already getting, so it could be like this: end user dot room ID triple equals to parse data dot room payload dot room ID. Okay, something like this. So what I'm checking here, key user is trying to join the room. There is somebody joining the room. I'm simply checking whether the name is same and the room ID is same or not. If the name and room ID, both of them, then the user should be allowed to join the room. Simple. Got that? Yeah, and I have to send a message that done man, go join the room. Okay. In the previous section, when I actually created the room, so I'm sending success message, room created successfully, room ID is there, on join, and you will be allowed to join the room if the room ID is there. Room ID is there, that means let's go to the front end side. Home. Here I'm not using any condition that even if you don't create the room, you will be just redirected there. That is not a good idea. That means you should check that whether a user has actually created a room or not. How will this happen? You need database, you will have to create express server, then the user should be there, then you will be able to get all these things done like that. So it is not 100% bulletproof website. It can easily be hacked, which means it can easily be injected other thing like unnecessary things, but it will work, at least the most basic one. Same thing I have to do over here. I'm just simply checking room ID, that if there is room ID, I'm letting the user join the room. If there is not room ID, I'm not letting the user join the room. As simple as that. Okay. Same here. I have to just simply send the room ID. If both these things are okay, then type success. Okay. All sockets dot. Okay, got it. Let's remove it from here for now. To type success, join the room successfully. Alrighty, in the room ID is going to be the same that I got from the backend. That means I can simply say room ID is equal to parse data dot payload dot room ID. I'm getting this room ID from the backend side, because from the front end I'm sending, then front end backend checks, and then backend sends back. Something like this, and then user join the room successfully. This thing is done, and not only this thing. Hang on. User joined the room successfully. That means I don't need to push, and I can return from here. But if that is not okay, either the name is different or the room ID is different, then this it will come over here, name, room ID, and done. Having said that, if there is some other user entered this name, room ID, So that's okay. One user can have, many users can have the same room ID, can be the member of the same room. That should not be a problem, and that's it. It should work now, what I believe. Okay, and once someone joined the room, actually, uh, let's copy this thing here. In here I have to send this thing again, ws.send this success message is here. Okay, join the room successfully, room ID is being sent, room ID is being sent, yeah, that's okay. User joined the room successfully. In both the cases I am just repeating these things again and again. This particular message when the user is joining the room the second time, these things for when user is joining the room for the first time, should work. And when join is here, so when I click on join, I should join the room. As simple as that. Let's see whether it works or not. Where is join? Join your room, create your room. This is the thing. Link this to chat. When will it work? Okay, now if room ID exists, then otherwise simply join, and if room ID already exists, something like this. So if room ID exists, link will work. If room ID doesn't exist, link will not work. What an idea. Let's see. Is this working? Not working. Can I create a new room first? Yes. So let's say Dipendra created new room. Okay. Can I simply join the room? Yes. From here. Okay, suppose I don't want to join the room from here. If I just join the room, here I am in the room. But can I enter my name here again? VIP Vipendra. Can I enter, create a room? Room already exists. This is the ID. Can I join the same room using this room ID and using my name Vipendra? Join. I'm in the room. Okay. Can I suppose new name and the room ID is going to the same? Nothing is happening. Kyun? Room ID is same. Got that. This is a new name. Got that. When I click on join, one problem, big problem. What is that? I became thirsty right now. I should go and drink some water. The problem is, as soon as you click on join and this join room function gets called, all the data, yeah, backend actually verifies it. Backend sends it back. Then you should automatically be redirected to the chat room. That, trying to get that. Join also some. Fix the problem one by one. The simple problem is here. Ki okay, the name and room ID, if both of them are same, this particular section will run. If they are not the same, then this particular section will run. Else section. Got that. Once this section runs, the name will be saved here, this will be saved here, WS will be saved here, everything will be done. And at the end, you have to just simply CLG also gets. Let's see. Now whether that Okay, I haven't restarted the server. That is the main problem. Sorry for that. I need to restart the server. This problem. I wish I would be using Node.js over here. Come on. So let's enter the name. There is even no room. So how can you join a room if the room doesn't exist? That is also a problem. But okay, over here name is same, room ID is same. That's great. If there is no such room that you want to join, how will you join? You won't be able to join. So I need to check this thing too. Okay, the room is right, the name is right, but if there's such value, then in the else case, else if the name does not match, the room does not match, what will you do? If both the things do not match, because if one of them matches, if the name matches, that's okay. There are going to be so many conditions here in that way. Name, room ID, both of them matches, okay, join the room. Name does not match, that is okay, but the room ID must match if you want to join a room. True. But if room ID does not match, then no such room exists. This matches, you should see. Also dot some user dot name. Do you need to check the name? Yes or no? No. Why? Because the name could be anything. It doesn't matter. If the room exists, person can join the room with its name. That has a point. So user dot room ID triple equals to parse data dot payload dot room ID. Okay, something like this. In that case, we'll just simply do it like this. Sorry. Else if CLG. What am I doing? And what this bracket is doing the right thing. It should be like this, and I just simply say CLG join the room, mister, something like this. Firstly, I'm checking both. That's right. I'm not even doing anything. I'm just sending it back after checking that okay, everything's right. In the second one, I'm checking the room ID. Let's forget about the name, but the room ID should be right. Okay, once the room ID is right, what will I do? Nothing much. I will just simply copy and paste it there. The room ID is right, name should be saved, parse data, room ID and socket, all these things should be saved. And then I would send a message that JSON does success, join the room successfully, parse data done. This thing is also done. These two conditions are here. Third condition is कि room ID is not same. Then this is the else condition. Room ID is also not same. Forget about the name. Room ID is not same, name is not same. And if name is the same, name, room ID, both of them are same, enter. Then name is not same, but room ID is the same. Enter. And now you are doing that, you are saved. You are trying to join the room, but you are trying to join a different room that is not created yet. That means you are entering the right name, but your room ID is wrong. In that case, I should throw a error, as simple as that. I enter the right room ID. Simple. Else case, let's make it else if only. If the name itself is not right and room ID is also not right, the name is right, but the room ID is not right. All sockets dot some user dot name is right triple equals to pass data dot payload dot name and room ID is not right. User dot room ID is not equals to parse data dot payload dot room ID. Okay, this is the condition. In the above condition, user dot room ID dot parse data. Okay, room ID dot parse data dot payload room ID is same. Okay, and name is not same. There are so many conditions that I am actually having to write. Suppose name is not same, but the room ID, if name is not same, but some user would be there. If there is no user, then why are you joining it? If there is a user, must have created the room. That means there is the room ID, and there must be a user too. The user's name is not going to be the same, but a user would exist. Yeah, and you, let's write it at the beginning. Okay, come on. Hey, what are you doing? User dot name is not equals to parse data dot payload dot name. This is a brute force approach. I'm having to write so many conditions. Like name is not the same, but room ID is the same. So in that case, what is happening? I'm actually pushing it. That's good. And just sending the message. That's good. Then name is same. User dot name dot pass data. Okay, but room ID is not same. In that case, what will you do? You will just simply send an error message. You will send an error message. What will that error message say? That error message would simply say that this is an error. What else? Entered wrong. Who entered? You entered. Otherwise, wrong room ID. Please re-enter the right one. Just enough. This one is okay. Why should I say please enter whatever you wanna check? And let's remove it from here. This thing is also done. What about this thing? What about this thing? What about all these things? These are the three conditions. First of all, both the things are right. Enter. If name is not right but room and right, enter. And that is where I'm saving. If name last one is what? Name is right but room is not right. Tell that okay, room ID is wrong. These are the conditions. If else if Okay, this is insane. Condition, then it will be sent, and once this is sent, on message I will get the message, then set room ID. Room ID will be sent if there is a room ID. If there is a room ID, if there is no room ID, then otherwise just empty space. Should we restart it? Let's check. Restart it. Deependra, create the room. Room is created. Restart. I want to join my own room. Deependra, room ID was this. Why? The reason is simple. Even if this is right, you join it. Do one thing, remove this thing from here. Chat join. It should just be for joining. Redirecting this thing will be handled later on. Let's do it now. The room is already created. That's right. Vipendra, this is the room ID. Wow. Did this work or not? I don't think so. Because here I have directly given the link that if I click on it, pass me. That means even if I don't enter any name or any room, if I click on simply join, not working. Simple join is not working. This is crazy. Why? But if I enter my name here, sometimes things work by luck. Like you don't know why they are working, but they are working, right? This is also not working. Okay. Link chat. Send me to chat. When you reload it and then click on it, even when you reload it, it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? It should work perfectly, man. I have simply given the ID over there. Disconnected. It's as simple as that. Join has the link. It has two. Yes, it is not working. What is the reason behind this? This chat, is this working? Create the room, join your room. Wrong room ID. Really? You are telling me that I have entered wrong room ID. Room already exists. There is one more thing. There should be some value in your name. It's not like your name is empty completely. How will you check this thing? When you create a room, okay, at that time the name should have some value. If the name doesn't have any value, then that create button should not work. Okay, that is a good point. But how will you make it possible? It's pretty simple. How is this simple? that this is the create button you have. Got that? You have to write a condition over here. What is the condition? Condition is pretty simple, that the create name ref dot current dot value, if this has some value, then the button should work. Let me give some something extra. I can make it better. Button, can I make button disable? Like nothing really happened. Disable and true. This is not right. Disable true. This is not right. Just disable. Will it work? Yeah. Wow. So what I have to do now is pretty simple. That create room, create name ref dot current dot value. If there is a value in the create name input, then what will happen? Simply nothing will happen. As simple as that. And if there is no value, in that case something will happen. One more thing, I wrote disabled over here. Can I just set true like this? Wow, amazing. This is not working. This is working fine. That means I can make this thing here disabled, and if it has some value, okay, then it will be disabled. But it should be opposite. If it has some value, then it should not be disabled. If this does not have any value, then this should be true. That means this should be disabled. What is the problem? Unquoted type read property undefined reading value. Okay, 114. Current name ref type unknown. Forget about unknown here. Let me work, I'm saying. And you are showing me my errors. This is not working. Enter some name. Even when you enter some name, it is not working. I need to get some water and then I will be able to work on it. As soon as I enter some name, this handle create button, problem. Once you enter some name over there, that name gets saved in there, then that's right, the name gets saved. But where is the name getting saved? Create name ref. Where is that? On the top, this one. Create name ref, and then that's okay. The name is getting saved. So what is the problem over here? Create name ref dot current value. I can say something like this. I hope it's gonna work. The value current the value should be equals to what? The value should not be empty. If this value is not equals to empty string, that means it should be true. Sorry, if it equals to empty string, it is to disabled. Equals to empty to disabled, right? it's equals to empty. It is not empty. I need to give it some value. Create name, let's give it string. Is this right? Empty, check it. CLG create from ref dot current dot value. Let's see what value it contains. First of all, this thing. It has undefined. Why? I have given it some value. This one, not that one, this one. And even if I just give it a space, wouldn't it be a good idea? Still that is undefined. Amazing. If I give it a name, suppose name, refresh the page. Interesting. Let's know about useref, how it works. How can I give it a default value? Good question. Oh, we can give it initial value. Why is it not accepting? Use ref, we are giving initial value over here. Use ref interval dot current dot, then clear. We are actually giving it ref dot current is equal to total current 1. Okay, that means if I am giving it value, name, wow, interesting. Current dot value, there is a problem. Interval dot current, that's it. Really, that means this value is for that input only. Okay, that means current dot value, not just current. To create ref dot current, that should be equals to empty string. The value has not been saved yet in there. To create a ref dot current, this is gonna be empty string. If this is triple equals to this, that means it should be disabled. Okay, and the value, I don't care about the value because the value has not been saved yet in the. Let's see if it works. How long has it been? 1 hour and 16 minutes. 30 minutes. This is what happens when you get stuck in a project and then keep getting stuck. I'm just gonna take a break for a few minutes, at least for 3 minutes or something, then I will be back again. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm gonna solve this. Having said that, I will try to just get this particular thing in the right way done. connecting it to the front end, and mainly when you are not using any express server, you are not even using any database, that means you have to just manage everything online. Okay, let's do one thing. Take a break, maybe for 3 minutes. So this break is gonna be there for 3 minutes. Kindly excuse me. Back at simply turn the things on. Let's end the break. Resume. I just needed to have some water and then simply start it. I can turn the live chat on. How can I turn it on? Let's save it. I have turned this thing on. I can get the chats too. Let's give it one more try. This time you're gonna make it possible. What an application, yeah. It will make me crazy. Hmm. How? I have to disable it, right? But when there is no value in the button. Hmm. That's right. How will you get it? Whether there is any value in the button or not. That is a problem. You are using useref. That means the value is getting saved, but that value we will get in the input, because that is the input value. Can you make it simple rather than making it so difficult? Um, create this particular thing, dot current is equal to this, dot current dot value, you are getting it the value of the input, right? That's right. And if you give any value over here, ref dot current, that's it. This is how it works. So what will you do now? Input dot current dot focus. Okay, it will simply focus. I can use state instead of using ref over here. At least that will solve my problem for right now. Right. Let's simply use state and solve this problem instead of using this thing. Is there any way that I can solve this problem directly without doing that? As soon as I enter a value, so there are two things, the current value that I have already given that, and the value. If I don't give any value, that will be undefined. That's right. So let's make it undefined. So right now it is undefined. If it is undefined, that means that's okay. I don't need to worry about this thing. Value. That means this value is undefined. There is no value. And as soon as I enter the value over there, there's going to be a value. As soon as I enter the value, that's going to be true. That means it's going to be disabled. And if it disabled, it will not work. So I can just simply make it like this. If this does not work, I will simply take the help of use state. Undefined reading value, got that? It is simply saying the value is undefined. So you can do one thing. If the value is present, then only give the value. Okay. Such a small thing, and this small thing is driving me crazy. Interesting. Let's make it happen. Things. Create name ref. I have to make some changes. Const create name ref set create name. Oh, sorry, that's it. Create name. Even forget about this ref section from here. Create name set create name, and this is gonna be using use state, and the initial value is gonna be like null. And same will happen for that, but I will take care of that thing. Create a name. So now the name is going to be just create name. I hope this will solve my problem for now at least. Later on I'll take care of the things. Join ref current name room id room ref. Not really worried about this thing. Let's simply first of all fix this problem. Okay. Disabled current name, not current name, create name. If this exists, if there is value create name, it should be true. It's gonna be like this. Okay, how will you get the value of create name? This is the input, right? Let's remove it from here. Enough of playing with it. On change set create name, and then event. I also need an event, something like this. Event dot value, event target dot value. As soon as I enter this thing, it should work. Finally, here we are. This particular ref thing simply drove me crazy. I mean, this was so easy using. Like, there is no value. If I click on it, nothing will happen. And if there is suppose some name, so this is kind of a name ID or something, doesn't matter what that thing. Simple. I mean, room created successfully, and if I just simply click on this, I will simply join the room. Wrong room ID I'm getting. I will solve this problem. That's not really a big problem for now, at least. Okay, this thing is with these. Can you do the same with them? Yeah, it's better to simply use useState with all those things. I'll have to make lots of changes. Just write here const join name set join name is equal to use state. Initially the value is going to be like this. Okay, room ID. I'm also getting the room ID directly, and this room ID is something that I'm room ID ref. Join room ID. This is actually gonna be like that. Const join room ID set join room ID. This particular ID I will get from the I will have it actually. Use state something like this. Create room. Let's make it like this. Simple. Things are simple. Okay. Now use state local JSON parse set room ID is the response, something like this. On message, when I get a message, if there is room ID, then I set the room ID, otherwise that is empty. That's great. Then in here, when I handle create room, at that time set create name is gonna be empty. That's again a good thing. Then handle join room. First of all, this is gonna be join name. Okay, comma this is gonna be room ID, and room ID is gonna be room ID. Okay, that's great. This will also work. Room ID is there. This is not just room ID, this is join room ID. This thing is also done. Okay, I will be able to send that. This ref thing will not work now here. On change event set join name event dot target dot value. This thing will not work here. On change event set join room ID event dot target dot value join room ID, and the value over here join name. Things are simple. This thing is done. You can easily handle this particular thing over here. So if there is no value, it will not work. If there's any value of D, it will work. That's a good thing. First problem is solved. Second thing, first one is done. Yeah, enter name. If you enter anything, suppose if you simply click on join, nothing will happen. Enter name, and suppose room ID, anything join, nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening. That thing we have to figure out. Why have I turned it on even? But it doesn't really matter. Handle join the room, concurrent send I'm simply joining payload, join name and this name. In one this is your return. I will simply say set join name null, set join room ID. This is also going to be null. So if I actually make it simple, this is even not working. Why is this not working? Button. This is the button. Handle your join room. Okay, I'm handling my join room. Handle join your room. Let's simply make it join. A simple button. No fancy things at all. I made a mistake. Come on. Link to chat, join your room. Don't worry about this one. Worry about this one. And when it comes to worrying about this one, just simply write join here and then see what happens. Okay, good. Why is this not working? This is working, of course. That should work too. Join. At least the name should be gone from there. In here, this is it. Input your handling join a room. Value join room ID. Enter room ID. Join name on change done, on change done. Set join room name. Join handle join room. Oh, interesting, interesting. Happy to know that. Handle join a room and join your room. There is a difference. It will work now. But I'm getting wrong room ID. Okay. What should I be doing now here? Wrong room ID. First of all, if the values are there are no values, it should not work. That means I have to disable a button. Disable if not join name or not join room ID. Either of them. Nothing will happen. Enter. Nothing will happen. Enter. Wrong. Interesting. So these things are done. Now what? Enter your room. Create the room ID 61169663. I have created the room ID. Now the room ID is created. VIP MBRA Vipendra. I can join that room. How will you know that things are actually working fine? For that thing I have to log the things properly. All these things are happening in the message section. So this is the message section. Things will happen and will go till the end. chat cld console.log all sockets. Okay, ultimately you will get a response over here. So let's see. Create the room. So it's like Vipendra. The room is created. Got some response over here. Vipendra room name is there and number is this. ID ultimately. Socket is here. Okay. If you actually join your room, then it should not be a big problem. You can join your room easily. The ID is saved there. If you want to join your room, join your room. This is the link, right? And this is also a button, and this button should be disabled. That means it should not work if room ID is not there, right? If room ID is there, then that's okay. If I just try to do it again, I will get the same. Room already exists. If I join, I will be here. The room ID is already there. Okay. Another question will come. You will have to create the overall thing. The room ID should be sent to all the rooms, something like that. So yeah, but let's get this thing done first of all. This thing working. Name is VIP and here Vipendra. Room had already been created and ultimately this is something that I'm getting. And if I enter the room ID, that what was the room ID, man? The room ID was this 7, this one. Let's join the room successfully. As soon as you clicked on it, okay, you got it again. There is only one person and you were trying to join the room with your own ID. Either you can directly join it, got that, or you can just simply enter the things here and you can join it. There is one problem, and that is redirecting. Once you click on join, what will happen? It will send the room ID. Once you get the room ID, you are actually storing the room ID on the top. If the room ID is stored, but before even the room ID is stored, you are clicking it, right? Once you clicked on it, there was no room ID. After clicking it, you are actually getting the room ID. In that case, it will not work. That's a good plan, by the way, good idea, whatever the way you are thinking. But as I can think right now, here simply you are clicking on join, but what you want is this link should only work when there is room ID. Yeah, if room ID is there, that's the thing, a room ID or room ID is not there, it should be disabled. Will it send? No. Trading will it send? No. Why? Room ID is not there. How will you send? It's both of them are wrong. Room is wrong, this one is wrong. What will you do? Then this is actually going to be the else section where I will just copy and paste on this thing. Error, wrong inputs. Wrong name in room ID. That's great. Both of them are wrong. Then okay, you are doomed. Dipendra created. Room created successfully. You can join your room, but you are not allowed to join the room right now. Okay, how, why? If this thing is there, that means room ID is there. If room ID is not there, then it should be disabled, right? But room ID is there, that is why I am able to see it. That's also right. Which room ID are you talking about? Room ID means room ID. It is room ID. Not. I should be able to. Okay, it is working. Vipendra. This is the room ID. Join the room successfully. From here you can join the room. Come back. Even if you just enter your name here again, you will get your room ID. You can just simply join the room from here. Room already exists. You can simply enter your name and join the room. You can enter another name, VIP, and enter the same room ID and join. The room joined successfully. Join your room, and this time something good will happen. Here, this is the first user. This is the second user of the same room. Wow. Done? Yeah. Now what is remaining? Once it is done, the user should be redirected directly. Join your room. Okay, everything got done properly. If there is a room ID, redirect the user directly. As simple as that. Set the room ID. Even in here that you are doing, join your room, don't do it. Why? I'm telling you why. If you are doing it, that's alright. There is no loss in doing that. But what I'm saying, as soon as you got the room ID, if a response dot room ID is there, in that case, what will you do? Okay, in that case, use learn React. I'm on React. React router. What is wrong with it? Uh-oh. How I lost the connection network? Yes, what is the speed? It is connected. Just a minute. Something's up. No data adjusting will any shortly. Something is wrong with it. Sometimes even I don't know what happens at once, and I just lose the connection. Remove this. Navigating. Navlink is here. Use navigate. Use navigate. I got navigate, and then navigate / dashboard. Simple. What will you do here? Const navigate is equal to use navigate React router, and in this case navigate to /chat. Should be alright. Create room. I can just simply get that somehow. Room already exists. I'm already in. Right. So once you create the room, you will not get that option to turn. What will you do? When it comes to this one, it should not work like that. In the remaining section, it should work like that. I should send one more thing. The data I am getting, type error. I'm just simply sending it, that's true. Any extra thing that you want to keep in there? You are sending these two things. You are sending success message type room ID. One thing you can send that this is from this. So let's do one thing. I'm going to make some changes right here. Hey, hang on. Here on success, my login form, on success navigate to this one. How? Link is here. There's a mosquito. How will you know that is success? response success, how it works, I have no idea. I've never ever used it, so I can change few things here. First one is create. So when I'm creating, I'm sending some things. Type is going to be create. Mess is this one, room ID this one. Success false, something like this. Here you will have to make some changes. Once you get the message, response dot type not, response dot success. If that is true, then you show this one. If response dot success, else if that is false, so in that case show this one. So either that can be true or that can be false, something like this. And then set room ID if that room ID exists. Response dot room ID, if that is success, so room ID would definitely exist. So if response dot type triple equals to create and something like this, but not in this section. When you join, you should directly join it directly. This is just for join, otherwise for create you have to just simply do that, right? It should work fine. Then in here it is success, so let's make some changes. Type should be again create, and success should be true this time. Created successfully, and this is done. Let's talk about join. Inside join, these are the type success. So type is going to be join here, and join the room successfully. Success is going to be true. Join the room successfully. Then else if this is the condition. In here you are sending this. Again success is gonna be join the room successfully. Success is gonna be true. This thing is done. Over here you are getting an error actually. So type is going to be join again. Success is going to be false, and it will not be redirected because both of them need to be true. The last thing, again it's gonna be like copy and pasting thing. It's gonna be join from join, and success is going to be false, something like wrong room ID and all. So this thing is done. Chat I have already created, but things need to be fixed, that I haven't even started working on that. Let's see if it works. Nothing will happen. Still nothing will happen. Okay, the wrong name in room ID. Got that. The simple thing is that if the name and the room ID, both of them are wrong, I should not navigate. Response type join, that's okay, and response dot success, oh come on, success should be true. So response dot type should be join, response dot success is should be true. If it is false, nothing will happen. And the response room ID should be there. If these three conditions match, then wrong name and room ID. Great. Vipendra, any wrong room ID, wrong room ID. What was the room ID that we had previously? Come on. Here. VIP and Vipendra. These are the two users. Let's join this room ID. Okay, we are trying to join the Vipendra's room. VIP has created a room 18527. Okay, they have joined the same room. So if I just simply write VIP and enter the room ID and join the room successfully. But why is there? Join the room successfully when we join success true, join the room successfully, success true, join the room successfully, success false. If response dot success if both of them are right, that means the first one success true, FDS. Let's go back, refresh the page. VIP, wrong room ID, wrong name and room ID. Am I wrong name and room ID is okay. But you are saying VIP, you are just writing anything here. Wrong name and room ID. VIP, wrong name and room ID. Because I have just started the server, that means there's nothing. Okay, let's create a room. Vipendra, room created successfully. This is the room ID. Vipendra, join, nothing will happen. Room ID this, wrong room ID. Okay. Vipendra, room ID, join the room successfully. Yes, okay, got it. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's go back. VIP, anything wrong, okay. VIP and it should be captain. VIP, oh, it doesn't matter. VIP, room ID, join the room successfully. The second one message. Okay, comes back, restart. This thing will it work? Nothing will work. VIP, tring, not tring, it will work. If you just come one step backward, if you enter anything, it will work. Oh, not work. If you come, page refreshes. I mean, good job, actually. This thing is done. If you enter anything, suppose rock star, room created successfully. You can join your room. Click on it. You are in the room. Chat app. Beside this chat app, your room ID should be shown. Amazing. This much is done. What else is remaining? Right now, chat. You can join the room, you can create the room. Now how will you chat? these things are fine. So this is working fine, create is working fine. This last option, how will it work? Let's check this thing out. Okay, things are pretty much simple. User to socket, current user, you are checking the WebSocket. But most of the time, if user directly join, that's okay. But suppose how user can join? The question is this. And if user is joining, suppose user is inside the room, that user refreshes the page, the WebSocket of the user changes, the WebSocket changes, then you are gone. Initially that's okay, that WebSocket is there when the user joined, but later on the WebSocket is going to be different. And what if the same user is trying to join, but this time the WebSocket is different compared to the one that is saved? What will you do? This is the one thing. So what I should actually do, if you don't refresh the page, things are okay. And if you actually refresh the page, then you need to save a new socket in that data, inside the data. That's right. Suppose I don't refresh the page. If I don't refresh the page, that means the user is going to be the same. If the user is the same, I can just simply go ahead, get the name, current user ID, all sockets, user, send stringify name message I'm getting, and just simply logging. That's okay, should work then. How will you make it? Chat. You will get an option. Type will be success. So you will have to send success true. Message you will have to send. So pass the message. Oh, this message. Chat message. This should be actually chat message. So you are sending name. You are sending chat message. Okay. You are not sending any response dot success. If response dot success is not true, then response dot this one should be true, and if the second one is true, the toast will be shown there. That will actually cause a problem. Anyhow, the toast will come there, yeah, and you have to avoid this thing. True. How will you do that? Can I make it else if response dot success should actually be false? Okay, and here it should actually be true. It is mainly for avoiding that, because when I send chats, this toast will run over and over. These two things I've got. Once I've got these two things, what will I do? I need a message section. Got that. But there is a problem. The biggest problem that I need to face, that is, there are two pages. There is not only one page. There are two pages. This time you need to create hook. And all these things should be on the main page. Hooks, create hooks. Is that called hooks? That is not hook. React hooks. use state, use context. Yeah, so you need to create a context. How will you make it happen? Use context, that is the hook. The hook, create context provider, and something like this. I've even forgotten it. It's been a long time. Okay, let's see. Layout is here, components are here. Have you ever worked on any project? Let's simply have an idea, because until unless I actually look at a project, it will be hard to just get the proper idea. GitHub. Which one? E-commerce will be helpful. It won't be helpful. Tailwind post, CSS, working projects. Come on, cohort projects, React projects. Yeah, it will be helpful. How many? Blog, React, ecom. Let's see. Source, components, sidebar, top. Pretty much simple, not really something that I'm looking for. Projects, source, utils, data, components. There is no backend, and for this particular thing you need backend. Blocks. Okay, source, shared app, again. There is no backend. And in application there is a backend built, like connected. So what can we do now? Look for another one. Projects by me. I must have used it. Yeah. To-do list project. This is the most easiest one. I think I need to go look for the things offline. Projects, where will I find? Cohort projects, I won't find it. Hercules source code, will I find it? I don't know. Then which one? Projects folder, not really. Hercules project frontend .batch, cohort authentication author by me. Projects by me, projects folder, projects by me. Okay, these are the ones. E-commerce 01. My to-do app in React.js. Content, context. Okay, here we are. I will get the idea from this one. Alright, let's back. So you have source over here. You have types, theme types. Okay, this is. You have context, then theme context, the theme context tiers, theme context provider, use theme context. Okay, interesting. Let's go ahead, do it. So I actually need to create a context. Okay, and that context will store it, the data, and the data will be sent to all, something like that. That's getting crazy. It's 10:34. By 11 I will end it. Till then I'll just keep working on this thing. I just myself think that I'm just pushing too hard. Components, layouts, hinges. Let's give it a try. Contexts. Then context. What kind of context do you need? Main context, that's it. So theme context or WebSocket context. It should be VS, WS context dot ts WebSocket WS provider dot tsx. Theme provider. Context here. Theme provider. Theme context provider. Okay, that's great. And use there was a better one in which I actually made the thing in the best way possible, and I'm not getting that one right now. It's like in past you have done the work really well, you have managed the thing in the best way possible, and right now when you are looking for that, you are just wondering here in the e-commerce front end, there's nothing crazy. Back end, auth in Next.js, don't worry about it. Blog, website, Aikido, Tring, Udemy, backend, Python, Node.js, Hitesh, 20 plus projects, code, front end, SRC, components, pages, store, product. There is no backend. I don't think so. Backend is there. How am I just managing the things with the help of the store? SRC. Store is here. Product.js. Yeah. Chat app, front end, SRC, components, skeleton, front end, SRC, context, auth context, socket context. I have written everything here. Okay, auth context provider. Auth context provider. So it's like auth context provider, and then use auth context. The naming should be like this. I have lost my real time. This is the one. Okay, so in here ws context.ts, that's okay. Ws context provider, ws context provider dot tsx, something like this. It should be actually here for this reference purpose. And use ws context dot ts. And there should be another folder called ws. Okay, theme, yeah. Let's get another folder ws, and all these things need to be in there. I need to create a context export. The another thing is that I'm using TypeScript over here, so I need an example for that too. Real time schedule shared by me, to do projects by me. Theme provider, ultimately both the things are being used here. That would be a better thing. Okay, export. How will it handle the things? It will store ws, it will store messages, it will store chats. Ultimately it will store everything. Got that? Everything. Export. Theme context. Export const ws context, something like that. Create context. Of course I'll get it from React. Create context, and this thing you can just set some value to. So what values do you really have in the create context section? Create context in the sense how many values. It's like theme, light theme, dark theme, and all everything you have. To do context, you have to do's, add to do, update to do, delete to do, toggle to do, and then as per those things you are working in here, right? To do provider, you are having all these things as per that thing, whatever you are sending. Yeah, so app home, where is home? Pages home.tsx. It should actually be here. What all do I have? Do I need to save all these things in here? Yeah. Let's see. Ultimately, what is the room ID? Then I will have to set the room ID. This thing is driving me crazy. What is something that you need to send to all? If the home page is there, the user gets connected, you send ws back ws.send, so that ws can be accessed. Yeah, that means in the home page you are using that is saved back here, and from here it's going there. Ws, because you need to send and plus messages, and that's it. You don't need anything else, right? As far as the join room and everything, these things need to be here. You can just send a room ID to show that particular room ID. That's it. The room ID, message, WebSocket. These three things. Okay. What are gonna be the methods? First one, messages. It will be an array. Second, WebSocket. It will be WebSocket type. And the third one is room ID. It will be string. Something like this. You are forgetting one thing, that you are actually working with TypeScript, and when working with TypeScript you need to keep types in mind, and types are here, to do types. You are just keeping them separate too. That's okay. First of all, let's decide how many things are gonna be here. These three things, right? And what else? You will set their values to add to do, update to do, delete to do, and all. Given the values. I forgot it completely. The provider, what exactly are you using? You have to do's and you have set to do's. What are you sending? You are sending to do's, add to do's, update to do's, delete to do's, toggle to do's. These many things you are actually sending. Okay. Your questions will be, how many things will you be sending? Will you set room ID? Yeah. Will you set WS? Yeah. Will you set messages? Yes. Yeah, that's true. If WS there, on message will come there. Why does on message need to come there? Can't you get that directly here? If you are actually using use effect, so get everything done here and send all these things back there. Room, join, create. If I actually get all the things here, room ID, join, room, create. If everything's here, just trying to like get it clearly. It should be simple. How many things you are actually sending, sharing between the things. Room ID is needed. Let's see. If it works, that's it. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to take care of the things. The type. I'm using TypeScript. I should keep that thing in mind. What should be the type? Messages. What should messages contain? WebSocket is okay. Message means just simple message, right? Not just a simple message. I need two things. To do type. ID name completed. WS context type. To do context type. So type WS context type. What is the type of this would be? So messages that I have, they will have their own types. So type message type. To do's type. Messages type. What will they have? They will have a name. Name would be messages would have name and that's it. Yeah. They would have a name. Name would be string. It should be small. Can I make it just like this? Will be okay. Name. Message. That message will also be in string. So both the things are gonna be string. Message type. Messages type. Something like this. Is this messages type or message type? This should be message type. And here I should type message type. This thing is done. Type. Message type. One is done. Second with WS. WebSocket. Can I leave it like this? Or it will have some value? I don't need to write even these things here. Once this thing is a WebSocket, okay. Room ID. It will be string. Set messages. What about this one? Set messages. What will it take? Everything will be done here on the home screen. Set messages. The type of message is as simple as that. Message I will get. And should it be set messages or it should be say simple set message? Messages. Okay, that's great. It will get message. message type, it will return void. Set messages is here. After that set ws, again it will guess ws web socket, it will return void, it will not return anything. And lastly set room id, room id, it's going to be type string, then things are gonna be like void. All these things will be just saved here for sending back forth. ws context type, I'm not using that, so I need to use it too. ws context, do I need to use this now? Expected one argument but got 0. How about this? Type never is missing. Messages, we'll have two things. Messages is going to be type of an array. Messages type, same thing must be mentioned there as well, but that is just not anything. To do type, to do type, they are different. Message type is this thing, type messages type is equal to message type of an array, and this particular thing should be messages type. ws context context, but never use, that's all right. Context, it should be like this. This ws can be web socket type something, not right. ws, okay, what can I say? No value exists. For ws, how am I supposed to write something down? Instead of making it WebSocket, can I make it just an object? Will it be okay? Most of the time, WebSocket is an object. Socket, WebSocket. Let's see if I face some problems, I'll take care of them. Room ID is string, set messages type void, and everything's alright. So things are fine so far. I'm exporting it from here. WS context provider, IFCE. This is the context provider that I actually have. How will the things turn out to be here? Let's go to the provider mainly. This provider will contain the things. messages. What is the second thing? WS. Set WS. Const to do types, they are given from them. Okay, const types room id, set room id. These three things are here. As for the type of this, room id is going to be type string. No need to worry about it. By default I can no need to give it any value. WS is by default going to be WebSocket if that's available, and this message section is going to be for now. Let's copy it from here. I will export it. I will make a proper file for it. This thing is clear. Set thing I've already got, so I don't need to worry about anything. The next thing is this to do context. So here I will get like WS context. WS context dot provider will merely provide the value. Got it? In here I will be getting all the children, all the children will be shown here, children, something like this. I even need to send something, so value is going to be given like this, where I will be sending messages. Set messages, it will actually take a value. That's good. Then the next one. Let's see whether I can actually make it happen. WS set WS room ID, set room ID. Message undefined is not assignment to message type. Undefined by type of message type. What is this? Messages type slash undefined. Set messages. Dispatch set state action message type. This TypeScript increases the work by 10% or something. You have to be really careful. I'm actually done for today. It's about to be 3 hours. Let's take this down. There's one thing remaining right now, and that is learning how TypeScript is actually being used in React. It's not like I don't know, but it doesn't mean I know that properly, so I need to get that thing clear. And apart from that particular thing, what time is it? It's already 11:05. So yeah, that is the first thing. Apart from that thing, I actually need to just go through some of the projects so that I can easily make this particular project. Never thought this would take this much time. Initially, I literally thought this was the easiest project, but when I actually started working on this, things are getting intense. Or it could be that I'm trying to add many things. I'm trying to handle each and every case, edge case, and it is happening because of that thing. So the region could be anything, but yeah, this is how it's happening. So I'm gonna call it a day right now. That is it for now. I'm gonna be catching up tomorrow. I will be learning and just exploring the things, and I'll be just simply getting the things done. As simple as that. For now, that was it. It's time to call it a day, and I'm